What is up? This is Talking Toys with your host Brock Lauer and my co-host
Kyle Walters.
And it's our second episode. We just wanted to let you guys thank you guys for listening or watching our first episode, and just wanted to let you guys thank you for that. Thank you for the support, the likes, the subscribes, the views. We got like 54 on YouTube.
Woo woo!
And we just wanted to thank you for your support for the first episode. Now we're doing our second episode, and today we'll be talking about. Well, first we'll update you on what's coming out because new stuff is always coming out with Lego and action figures and all that fun stuff, as well as like the toy industry. Toys R Us is in fact filed for bankruptcy, and we're gonna talk about that. Retail, toy prices, the toy industry, more stuff along those lines. My other friend CJ, and I took a trip to Kokomo Toys, Indiana, and unfortunately, Kyle, you had
prior obligations.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that stuff today. Pretty much updates, Toys R Us retail, Kokomo Toys today. So, but first, have you picked up anything interesting, Kyle?
My two favorite things I picked up within the past month are, I think Mezco Toys right now is still my favorite company. I picked up that Old Man Logan figure. Really nice cloth. It comes with the Hulk baby from the comics, and they always do their own little interpretations of the characters, and I think they absolutely killed it. They did a really great job. And then I also picked up, it's from, I think Mattel is re-releasing these. I don't know. I found it at GameStop in Strongsville in the mall, which is a suburb in Northeast Ohio. And it's Mr. Mixolydic, or however you pronounce his name, a Superman villain.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. Like, only four bits of articulation, but the sculpt, I thought Mattel did a really good job. And sometimes Mattel doesn't do the greatest job with their sculpt, but I thought they did great. Plus, for $14.99, can't beat it.
Okay.
What about you, my friend?
I picked up the Marvel Legends Ghost Rider with the bike and the flame effects. That is a great figure. I highly recommend it for any figure collectors out there to pick it up because it's worth it. It's a lot better out of the box than it is in the box or any internet pictures. It's just one of those things where you're just like, it's a lot better out of the box than it is on any pictures or any, you see it in the box or anything like that. So, yeah, I was really happy with the Ghost Rider. And I also picked up the Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Thanos. It's like like how the Build-A-Figure was, but it's kind of like a repaint, and it comes with the Infinity Gauntlet along with interchangeable head and hands. So that figure looked a lot better out of the packaging and in person than it did with, any internet pictures or in the box. You saw it. You would agree, right?
I agree 100%. The metallic paint really just made it stand out, especially with the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, because you want that one now.
Oh, of course. Unfortunately, scalpers have put it up for prices that I'm not willing to pay for a Marvel Legend.
Yeah, and that's another thing we'll talk about when we talk about the retail part of toys and everything like that. There's price gouging and prices and who's selling what now, and the toy industry is rapidly changing before our eyes in the past couple months. So we'll get you now updated on what is coming out, and one of the first things we'll talk about is now that Jabba's sail barge has reached, what was it?
I think it was 5,000 pledgers.
Yeah, it was like 500,000, or it was like 5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, I think it was 5,000 or 50,000 or whatever. It was one of the.
They needed 5,000 people basically to say that yes, I'm willing to pay the $550 for the sail barge.
Yeah.
And Godspeed to them. I think the sail barge looks amazing, but for that price point, that's like reaching like double the price of an average hot toy, and I'm just not willing to pay it. But it'll certainly look cool in any nerd cave.
Yeah, it was 500,000, and it's now $500. So now, a little bit more too pricey for me, but it passed. Good for them. Good for you for getting it. But, now you get that opportunity. You never know with that whole crowdfunding thing that's going on. You never know if those are ever going to work or whatnot. We also got some new SH Figure Arts coming out. We got some new reveals. Winter Soldier, Hulkbuster armor for the new Avengers Infinity War, Stealth Iron Man. Also now Iron Spider comes out with the extra iron arms, like they're like golden. So that figure will come with the arms as well. We got some other updates as well. Asmus is releasing. I mentioned last show about the Lord of the Rings line. They're releasing a new figure, Gimli, and he comes with 4 axes and a helm, realistic beard with realistic hair. So it's kind of like those, if you remember from our last episode, it's like a Mezco, but only the Lord of the Rings figures. So that's pretty impressive. And we also got the new Marvel Select Thanos, which is a Disney Store exclusive, which is now available. What do you think about that one?
I thought they did a really good job. The only thing that's disappointing me is Diamond Select usually has, lots of cool bases, plenty of accessories, and all they included for him was one interchangeable unmasked head, and that's kind of lame. But the figure looks really cool.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It looks great. I'm not really a Marvel Select guy because I got my Marvel Legend one, and I was really happy with that one. But I definitely agree. That one was a very surprising reveal from Diamond Select. We also have Mafex. They released 2 new figures. You want to tell us about? It was a new Spider-Man, right?
They are coming out with a new Spider-Man figure, which I think looks really cool. The price point they're asking online is a little too much, so I'd suggest waiting till the secondary market on eBay. They're also coming out with 2 figures. I can't remember their names, but they're from the Kingsman movies, and both of those look amazing. But they want like $94, and
for like the Spider-Man.
For all 3 of those, and that's a bit too much for any Mafex figure, especially because Mafex has been having some quality control issues. Like the Force Awakens, I have the Rey figure from them, which should be the best figure ever, and I have to mess around with the articulation a little bit more. But whenever you try to get in dynamic poses, the arms fall off, and even though you can just snap them back on, it's still really annoying.
Okay, yeah, and I know that Spider-Man looks pretty cool because it has metallic paint, but it's also based off the Eric Larson and McFarlane kind of Spider-Man. So it's different. It's been getting a lot of traction and popularity lately online. But I think that's it has magnetic feet. That's another thing. That's like a big thing. So
that does look really nice. That it definitely adds a certain something to it.
Yeah, it has magnetic feet, web, and interchangeable heads and hands. I think it comes out in February, but that's a good one. And also they're coming out with a DC movie Bruce Wayne just in regular clothes, like in his trench coat and whatnot. The Ben Affleck
Oh yeah, I saw that one. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty different. I'll give them props because I do wish more figures were also done in like their alter egos, like Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent and or Tony Stark and who else? Well, they did a Bruce Banner, but just kind of like they're like just a regular Peter Parker figure. You don't see too many of those kind of figures, and I kind of wish more companies kind of delved into that, just so you could have that figure just to complete. And you would agree, right?
I'd wholeheartely agree. I'd love more alter egos, even with Marvel Legends line. Like I'd love it if they, give me J. Jonah Jameson, Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane. Just like when they did the Mary Jane 2-pack, I thought that was really cool. Right. But it's like give me definitely more variety of characters. I always love new characters, new face, new sculpts, new molds, the whole 9 yards.
I'm looking forward to like the regular Tony Stark and like a Pepper Potts figure from Toys R Us for some of those Toys R Us exclusives. In which, speaking of Toys R Us exclusives, I know now Toys R Us went bankrupt. That's no surprise here if you're a regular toy collector. They're shutting down every single store, trying to bounce back from bankruptcy, but that's not going to happen. So if you're a person trying to get some of the Toys R Us exclusives, like some of the Marvel ones, like the Groot, Thor, Rocket Raccoon 3-pack, or the Vision Scarlet Witch 2-pack, as far as I know, with every exclusive that they said was coming out is going to still be released at Toys R Us, like for like clearance. I mean, it's going to be released as like new product, but it's going to be a while before these stores officially close. So they're still going to get the new product of exclusives. So you can still get them at Toys R Us, or you could get them online on any e-tailers like BigBagToyStore.com. They still have them. Also, let's see what else we got here. Oh, Hulk also has SH Figure Arts, a new Hulk coming out. And also Ant-Man is also coming out in August. Not much different than the last one they released for the Captain America Civil War. But yeah, that's pretty much that's it for SH Figure Arts. Also, Hot Toys.
Mafex, you mean? Oh wait, shoot.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Brain fart.
Yeah, there's so much. I get it. There's like SH Figure Arts. You got Hot Toys, and you got like so many like with Avengers, like 4 different companies doing Avengers Infinity War stuff. It's like. Like who's what, But also for Hot Toys, they released new images of Spider-Man, Captain America. Captain America also has a mystery weapon, 2 mystery weapons with the figure that he comes with. Corvus Glaive, part of the Black Order, Hulkbuster armor, Black Widow, all come with interchangeable hands. I don't know if they all come with interchangeable heads, but those are the figures that are coming out. And the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet, which his Infinity Gauntlet gems do glow in the dark, or they are like LED lights, which
Hell yeah,
require
that's exciting right there. That makes me want that Thanos hot toy even more.
Yeah, and you'll need batteries as well. I don't know if they're included, but you'll need batteries for those LED like gem lights. Also, let's see what else we got. Oh, Mezco released. We got some new Mezco releases. You want to tell us about some of those?
Yes, Mezco, as I stated before, is my favorite toy company right now. I just think the fact that they're doing movie figures and their own art interpretations of classic comic book characters, they've just got so much excitement. Recently, they had pre-orders up for Blade and Darkseid. I thought both of those looked amazing. I've been wanting Darkseid for like 3 years. The only problem is with Darkseid is they got to be careful because they want $180, and the whole point of the Mezco line, which makes people enjoy them so much, is they are cheaper alternatives to Hot Toys.
Right.
So the Thor Ragnarok Hulk is going to be $125, which is fair because it's a bigger figure.
Mm-hmm.
But $180, how do you justify that markup just because Darkseid, just because I forget the type of material used for him.
It's like
polymer or something.
Polymer. It's poly. I don't know if it's polymer.
Polystone, something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think because it was used. It's a very. I don't know if it's brittle, but it's like a breakable plastic, and I heard like you got to be really careful with that.
And I mean, I'm definitely gonna get one, but it's like 180. I feel like could turn away a lot of collectors and worry them. The Blade. At first, I was on the fence about Blade. But now Blade is a must-have because of the amount of accessories. It reminds me of, I don't know if anyone got the Punisher, but that's still the best Mezco.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they're going to include like 2 different bullet firing effects with Blade, I just think is just absolutely bonkers. Like I can't wait. And then today, for Batman Day, today being May 1st, 2018,
mm-hmm.
they released a Mezco exclusive, like the purple variant for Batman Day, which just looks great. I'm not the biggest fan in the world of that Catwoman for some reason. I don't know. I think the aesthetics look really good, but I just, not my cup of tea, but I do kind of want that purple one. And whenever Mezco does exclusive website versions of characters, the markup on them in the secondary market is insane because
mm-hmm.
they're also doing a Joker one, which the Joker one, I wish they would have released it before I bought the original Joker, even though I like that original Joker as well. But the Joker one's going to come with like a Killing Joke head, like 3 or 4 heads in total, bunch of hands, bunch of accessories, and $90 MSRP on their website as a Mezco exclusive. And it kind of bums me out, like I said, that it is a Mezco exclusive for that one as well. Just being a Mezco exclusive, it will always go up in price. Like if you look at the Mezco exclusive Classic Punisher, that thing is insane. Sorry, I love you, Mezco. I'm not paying $435 for a Punisher. I will just stick with the normal release, which is still as phenomenal as the Mezco exclusive, even though it's not the technically classic variant of it, but it still looks great. But it was supposed to be a PX Previews exclusive,
mm-hmm.
which excited me 10 times more because I love Mezco. Like I said, they're my favorite company. But then PX Previews, you can get through any comic shop. Like I have the PX Previews exclusive Judge Dredd, which is a phenomenal figure, and I plan on getting the Black Adam because I have the Shazam and I thoroughly enjoy that figure. I think it's incredibly underrated. Great figure, bendy wearing the cape, the whole 9 yards, and I need the Black Adam to complete a display with my Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very, very excited about that. And then I don't know too much about it, but my best friend to my right does. But they're releasing a Commissioner Gordon. Do you want to talk more about that one?
Yeah, he's pretty much Commissioner Gordon. He comes with a jacket, and he also comes with a bat signal that glows. So that I just saw a picture. I think he comes with a walkie. He probably comes with a gun. They weren't specific on the accessories, but he probably comes with like a walkie, a gun, and he does come. They are making one, and he does come with a bat signal that I imagine would glow.
That's going to be just like the original, remember from The Dark Knight Rises, that really cool bat signal, except I feel like because it's Mezco, it'll be amplified. I love what Mattel's been doing lately, but they just cannot compete with Mezco. But then again, I mean, in general, it's very hard when you have a company that charges $20
Yeah.
to compete with a company that charges $80. But that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Because as like a side note, I think the droids, especially the droids from the Star Wars Black Series by Hasbro,
Yeah.
compared to any import company, the R2D2, the BB-8 with all its wear patterns, the IG-88, they are all better than any droid from SH Figure Arts, which is a great company. Mafex, the whole 9 yards. I think some American companies do a really good job. But then when I compare, say, like an Old Man Logan from Marvel Legends compared to the amazing Old Man Logan I got from Mezco,
Yeah.
because Mezco is a domestic company, they both are.
Yeah.
But it's like when I look at the Old Man Logan, amazing, superb head sculpts, cloth accessories, the whole 9 yards. It's like it's really tough, but Hasbro is still one of my favorite companies, and they will continue to be one of the best companies out there doing it. And I think they just do a great job.
Hasbro is more variety, and they could do more with variety. But Mezco I like because now they're making a Commissioner Gordon, and he's gonna come with a cool like trench coat. We might post. We'll actually probably post a picture on our Facebook page. Also follow us on YouTube and Facebook, and we're also on SoundCloud. Like and subscribe to our pages. But yeah, what Mezco's doing now with the Batman universe is great with Catwoman, Commissioner Gordon, and that'll go well with the Sovereign Knight Batman. And then wait until they start doing villains, more villains actually I should say, because that'll be really, to fill out that Batman universe, it'll be really perfect for action figure collector, for anyone's Batman action figure collection. Moving on, we also have some Pop Funkos for Infinity War, just to let you guys know which ones are out. If you're Pop Funko collectors, you probably know that Iron Man, Thor, Spider-Man's out, Captain America, Thanos, Black Widow, just all of the Black Order, Groot. There's also a Hulkbuster Pop Funko coming out from the Avengers Infinity War movie. There's a 10-inch pop of Thanos that can be found at Target. That's an exclusive, I guess. Unmasked Iron Spider at Box Lunch exclusive. There's a lot of exclusive. Vision is a Hot Topic exclusive. Groot is a Toys R Us exclusive for Pop Funkos. Unmasked is Tony Stark. Iron Man is exclusive for FYE. Glow in the Dark Thor is an Asia exclusive in case you're in the neighborhood of Asia. Another version of Thanos can be found at Walmart. Cull Obsidian is only at Walgreens. He's a Walgreens exclusive for Pop Funkos. And you saw some other ones today, didn't you?
My absolute favorite and the only one I will probably be getting from that line. The thing I love about Funko is they have 80 billion licenses. I think Brian Mariotti, who's their CEO, does a really good job with he acquires licenses and they make cool products together as a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
But they have, and this is not a spoiler, this does not appear in the movie as a precursor from what I'm about to tell you, but they have a Hulk bursting through the Hulkbuster armor, which looks phenomenal. And it's going to be a GameStop exclusive. I've seen some hit eBay, but I'm personally going to hold off on it because sometimes people just get impatient and they want things too early.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay scalper prices. And even recently, from the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie, because Marvel is celebrating 10 years of Marvel Studios, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Started with Iron Man, and now we're at Infinity War, and then it's going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp soon. It's just crazy to see how they've progressed.
It's like 18 movies. I counted them on my fingers at work because I was bored. I'm like, there's like 18 movies now, so
it's insane. But they're
almost 20 or whatever.
One of the ones I'm bidding on eBay, and which I will own. I normally don't like to pay too much for Pop Funkos, but some of them are just too cool and you just have to. But it's Thanos from the original Guardians of the Galaxy movie sitting on his throne, and I'm like, that is just badass. I have to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they do well with those Pop Funkos, and now with the movies coming out like one after the other, it's like, they keep those in business for a while. Moving on now we'll move on to the Jurassic World toys. We'll start with Mattel. Since Jurassic World comes out next month in June, they do have more toys coming out with dinosaurs and whatnot, and we'll cover that as well. These are the action figures for Jurassic World that Mattel's doing. They're doing like a regular sized T-Rex, an Indoraptor, Mosasaurus, Blue the Raptor, Allosaurus, Carnotaurus, Baryonyx, Triceratops, Gallimimus, but I think the best one that most collectors are getting, and I've seen like big toy collectors like picking this up, is the Super Colossal T-Rex.
That was the one you were telling me about where you can make it eat smaller figures, right?
Yeah, like if you wanted this thing's so big, I forget the scale, but it's so big. It's only available, I think, like you can only get it at Walmart. I didn't see it at Target. I think it might be like a certain store exclusive, but it's a T-Rex that you could eat. You could put it in its mouth for like 3-inch figures or like Lego figures or something, like smaller figures, like 3/4 inch figures, and you could put it in its mouth and they slide down his belly. And it could totally like eat those figures whole, and then obviously there's a trap door in its belly that you could retrieve the figures out of. So that was I went to like a collectors convention that I'm a part of, and one guy bought it, and it's become like a big thing for collectors to get this super colossal T-Rex by Mattel, and they've done a really good job. Mattel has really hit it out of the park with the dinosaur figures. I don't know if I collected them as a kid. I really liked the designs they had for the dinosaur figures. They did a really good job. I don't know if you collected any of them. Did you?
I know this is like totally going against nerd culture, but I'm not the biggest fan of Jurassic Park and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know. I love Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I love the original ones. I like the original first one I thought was really good.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I don't collect them. Like my collecting is pretty much Marvel,
It's character based.
DC with a focus on Batman,
All right.
Dragon Ball Z, the SH figure arts imports, and then I just love like random comic characters too, like Judge Dredd, or like if I get certain random animes too, couple Funko Pops, but like I don't know, like I don't really collect the Jurassic Park ones, but they have some really cool ones. I remember the original ones in the 90s had that awesome Jeep.
Yeah.
The new one, they have a figure with that ball thing that Chris Pratt's in.
Yeah.
And I'll still end up watching the movie, but I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
not my forte. But hey, that's the great thing about collecting is everyone collects different stuff. It's about what you love.
Yeah, I had them. I had a few as a kid because I like dinosaurs. I was on that big like trip. I was on a dinosaur trip as a kid because dinosaurs were awesome as a kid.
Dinosaurs and astronauts, I remember.
Yeah,
Everyone loved them.
And I had them. Mattel did a really good job on these Jurassic World figures this year. For like the big Mosasaurus, you can put it in a pool and it's like pool friendly, so you can put it in the water and stuff like this. So it's like great for kids, but like for a collector, they paint jobs and the sculpts they really did, and it really improved this year on the sculpts of the dinosaurs this year. And also Lego's getting into Jurassic World as well. They have the T-Rex transport set that has 3 minifigures. Comes with a truck, T-Rex, small raptor, and 2 guards, along with a carrier. Jurassic Park Raptor chase set. The T-Rex transport comes to money-wise, it comes to $69.99. The next set would become the Jurassic Park Raptor chase, $39.99. You're looking at retail-wise 4 minifigures. It's a classic set. It comes with Grant, Ellie, Lex, Tim, and a Raptor figure. It's basically that scene where in the original Jurassic Park, the first one, where the Raptor's trying to get through the door and they're all trying to keep it shut. Also, Raptor Rescue Truck comes. That's another set that comes to $24.99. Comes with Owen, Guard, Raptor, and a truck. T-Rex Breakout, $49.99. Comes with T-Rex, 3 minifigures, Baby Dinosaur, Claire, Guard, Security Guard, a Scientist, and a gate. It comes like the set looks like it's a gate and a truck. Blue's Helicopter Pursuit, $39.99, 3 minifigures. Comes with Blue Owen, Pilot, and a chopper and a bike. Dilophosaurus Outpost Attack, $39.99 comes to for that set. And it comes with 3 minifigures, 2 dinosaurs, a gate, and a fence. And let's see, was there any more? Oh, the Indoraptor set. That's going to be like a $130 set. Comes with the Indoraptor, Claire, Owen, Maisie, Mills, Wheatley. Some of these are the characters. Eversole. Yeah, these are these characters in the movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. But that's what it's like a mansion set. It looks like a mansion. And it comes with the Raptor and the Indoraptor as well, which is the big bad dinosaur in this new movie for the second movie. Carnotaurus Gyrosphere Escape, $79.99, 3 minifigures, Owen, Claire, Franklin for those characters, and Carnotaurus, Gyrosphere, and truck. And you can put the minifigures in the Gyrosphere as well and make it work. I believe that was pretty much all of them for the Lego set. The Lego sets of Jurassic World. You get those now. Maybe you could get them on clearance at Toys R Us while you can. I think they were like 10% off, but I don't know how much. I went to Toys R Us the other day and it didn't look like they were going to clearance more toys out or put them down at a more lower rate based on what I heard, but they probably will because they got to get that stuff moving. So we'll move on to our next topic, quick and shocking to most people. Toys R Us is closing. They're a company now in 5.3 billion in debt. They owe money to companies and distributors like Mattel and Hasbro and most of the toy industries. All the stores are closing. 735 Toys R Us stores are closing in the United States. The job loss is looking at around like 33,000 in the United States, like over like and 3,000 in the United Kingdom, and it's largest mass retail layoffs in Circuit City. Well, how do you feel about Toys R Us closing down, Kyle?
It really makes me sad. I mean, at the end of the day, I understand that no one can compete with the likes of online retailers such as eBay, which is my personal favorite, and Amazon, a lot of people like too.
Right.
But Toys R Us, it was fun just to go into their stores and look around. And the one thing I noticed I thought was really cool is a lot of Toys R Us's were trying to expand to gear it at least one aisle towards adults.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like Toys R Us here in Parma, Ohio, which is one of my favorite ones. They had a section in the back where they had a ton of Funko Pops, which was cool. They had NECA, who's a great company, and then they had imports from like SH Figure Arts and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they really made a great effort to try to get that adult market, because at the end of the day, as weird as it sounds, it's like adults are the ones buying a lot of the figures. I don't know if you call it recapturing their childhood or just like what they enjoyed, just having fun collecting. And I thought they did a really good job, but then now it's just like, it's sad to see them go, and it's going to be interesting too, because like I know both of our top favorite action figures that we liked. One of them was the 10-year Marvel Studios release of Ant-Man with the Wasp, or not the Wasp, Yellow Jacket.
Right.
And that was supposed to be a Toys R Us exclusive. So now it's going to be interesting for companies like Hasbro, who have a lot of Marvel Legends that go through Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Where they're going to send their exclusives to. I'm guessing Target and Walmart are going to get more exclusives.
Yeah.
Probably Walgreens, which shout out to Walgreens. I think they actually do a really good job with their exclusives, because I just think they, just in general too, like whether it's a Marvel Legend or a Star Wars Black Series, you can consistently find them there, and they consistently restock. And I do think Toys R Us, one of their biggest problems was they didn't restock as much. Like, it's weird that now they have a lot of signs at different ones where they're like, constantly check back because we're clearing out our warehouses. And it's just weird because like one of the most sought after Marvel Legends set was that Hydra 2-pack. And in Northeast Ohio, on one of the Facebook pages I followed, one guy found one in North Olmsted, which is a suburb out here.
Yeah.
And heading towards Toledo and whatnot. But like now all of a sudden they're everywhere because they cleared out their warehouses. And I think that's just problematic.
Yeah.
And it's definitely frustrating.
If you are going to a Toys R Us, your gift cards will not work at this point anymore. And also if you were a Toys R Us member, you can't apply those anymore. So any point system or card system or member system you were part of, it's not valid anymore. I had my Toys R Us member card. I'm like, can I still use this? To the guy when I got my, I got like a Hydra 2-pack. I couldn't believe I found it at Toys R Us. And I was like, can I still use my Toys R Us membership? It's like, no, we're not really Toys R Us anymore because they're owned by like whoever's the liquidator now. So, and the debt collectors and whatnot. But I do feel bad for people losing their jobs. It's a big retail loss. I like the toy store. I like going into a toy store, even if you're an adult, even if you're a kid to an adult. I like going into the toy store. I like seeing fun things because there's not a lot of fun environments when you kind of grow up. So that's always like a fun nostalgia one. I always remember kind of going every other weekend with my dad, and we kind of get the toy of the week or something like that, or every other week. And you can kind of get, like, if you were good, you kind of like would get one thing from Toys R Us, and they'd have a lot. But now you can't, it's kind of rough because even I see a lot of small brick and mortar stores closing, which I wasn't expecting, but some of them are changing management or they're just going out of business, and it's just hard for the American toy store, even no matter how big or small it is to stay alive. And I agree with what you said, where it's like you can't really compete with the internet. You got the internet now, and then less kids are buying toys because they're going more digital with their games, online games and whatnot. I agree with that, and also Toys R Us wasn't really price friendly. Yeah, it wasn't sale friendly much.
They even like an average Marvel Legend costs about $19.99, which is a fair price in today's market. Toys R Us at one point wanted to charge between $22, $23, and $24.99.
Yeah.
And if I can go to eBay and I can get it for $19.99, or I can go to Target, Walmart, wherever, why would
Amazon,
why would I give you between $2 and $4 more, which may not seem a lot to some people,
But after
like
tax, it adds up.
Yeah, like if you're a toy collector, like you want to get the best bang for your buck.
Right.
And it's like that's why as a toy collector, I love eBay, and it's like, but at the same time, I do love supporting local comic shops. I think in Northeast Ohio, there's a lot of great ones throughout the area here. A lot of people do really good things. So it's like I always want to support small businesses, and I know Toys R Us might not have been the smallest business.
Yeah.
But it's like occasionally when you did find something in there, like it felt good to kind of keep the brick and mortar going, because just from an economic perspective and just everything, it was just really it's going to be missed. It's going to be a missed.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you have also other places selling toys: GameStop, Walgreens, Best Buy, JCPenney, and online retailers now just kind of getting the toy market. And Toys R Us can't really compete with those anymore. By the way, their website is down. You can't really get anything online anymore. Isaac Larian, he's a toy exec behind Bratz Dolls and Little Tykes. He wanted to save the company and 275 U.S. stores with a $675 million offer, but that isn't going to help. That you can't save the business. That's pretty much already bankrupt now. But also they had their 16% of Hasbro stock plunged when this happened. And it's kind of like between 10 to 20% off, like if you're getting action figures and stuff. I think it's 10% off with Legos, 20% off with action figures. Don't try to use any of those like gift or member cards. They won't work. But I just think the downfall of Toys R Us is just, it's not relevant. It's not relevant anymore. I'm not saying that as a good thing, but it's like I can get action figures down the street at Walgreens now and JCPenney or wherever else, or GameStop. Walmart, Target have better values, and the internet as well. So why go to Toys R Us? I rarely would go to them on an occasional basis unless I was looking for like a Marvel Legends exclusive. But I wouldn't necessarily go there for their price. You can't compete with what you got now, So, but their prices, I think a lot of it has to do with like adult collectors. Their prices are going up for toys, and less kids are buying them. So toys in general are going up. More technology. How do you see brick and mortar, like the small town toy shops, surviving? Because we're not gonna mention any business names out of respect for those companies, but around here we've seen a couple like shifts in the toy industry with like some brick and mortar stores just around the state. So how do you think like brick and mortar could be saved? Like
I think it all depends on what they do in the ever-changing market. Like I don't care for Magic the Gathering cards, but a lot of comic shops hold Magic nights. You just gotta be creative. You got to have good prices where you still make a profit. The cool thing is a lot of distributors, I think Diamond gives you 50% off, so you can still have a 50% off market and make a profit.
Yeah.
And it just all depends on just being a creative business person.
I think the key for brick and mortar to stay around is have events, have sales, kind of make it a thing. Maybe around Christmas, Black Friday, maybe have a summer sale. Have a decent sale once in a while. I mean, I know that collectibles and toys are expensive, and it's a big markup for some of these distributors, but you want to get people to get in your store as well. I mean, you got to at least somewhat compete, and I know you got to make $1 at the same time. That would be my advice. I'm no business expert, but that's why I, as a consumer, go into a small town store, unless it's like super unique. I'll make the drive out there. But with toys, when you're buying toys, Kyle, what do you really look for when you're shopping around for toys?
What I like for the toy or the action figure that I personally like, I first and foremost, it needs to be something I enjoy. So let's just take a Batman action figure. Let's say if I want a Batman action figure, then next I look at price. And everywhere I go, because I love my iPhone to pieces, and I have an eBay app, I will always compare it to eBay. And that's what those are the main two things I look forward to, because then everything after that is secondary. I definitely like good paint apps, great sculpts, articulation, the whole enchilada, but it has to be a great price first and foremost. Like I'm not going to overpay unless I absolutely cannot find it anywhere. And there have been a few things where I've overpaid a little bit just because I can't find it in retail, and then I will overpay if need be, as an absolute last resort.
So price is like your first.
Price is definitely the most important thing.
Right.
Which is if I like, for example, with Mezco, the average Mezco costs $80. And if someone's online is charging $160, I won't do it out of principle.
Yeah.
But especially like I got a Mezco Shazam from a local comic shop.
Mm-hmm.
Great figure, and it felt great because it was $80.
Yeah.
And I paid cash, so there were no taxes, and it's like that's a great deal in me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think. Yeah, that's perfect for like a good example for what brick and mortar should do. I mean, I look for price when I'm toy hunting. I'm looking for it depends. I mean, I look for price most of the time, like a sale or something. If I get a good deal on it, if I'm in a certain store and I wanted to check it out because I haven't checked it out for a while, I'll just browse. Or I also second comes to me is rarity. If it's an exclusive, I will actually actively look for it in those specific stores. Or if it's a Walmart exclusive, I'll check every one of those. Or if it's a Toys R Us, I'll check because the exclusives, they're not available at a handful of like Walgreens or Targets or whatnot. So exclusivity and rarity is also another thing I look for. Also, I look for like a hot figure. Like for example, the Marvel Legends Mysterio. I've been like, if I saw that, I would get and not ask any questions because that's a hot figure now that not a lot of people can find. So any figure I think is going to be rare or popular, I usually buy first in a wave. The Legos are pretty easy to find, so if I need a Lego, it's pretty simple to find. Plus, they have their own website. Yeah, pretty much from sale to rarity, and then if it's a good price, if it's a good price to rarity, that's pretty much what I go off of when I'm buying my figures. But also, I also go to Comic Cons too, which is nice because I could haggle and negotiate a lower price or at least a fair price between me and the dealer. So, what is the difference between buying online, brick and mortar, Comic Cons? Like, I know that's a lot thrown out at you, but like, let's say Comic Cons because we haven't really discussed Comic Cons. Like, when you buy toys at Comic Con, what are you looking for, pretty much?
I'm looking for, once again, it goes back to price. If I absolutely have to have it, if it's a little higher right now, because when you buy it online, you have to wait for it. And if like you really want that figure in your collection now, if it's really hard to find like Mezco or SH Figuarts or Marvel Legends or whatever, then you can get it in your hand right there. And the cool thing with Comic-Con is you can negotiate. But if you do negotiate, like there's some dealers who won't budge or they won't, you just got to be patient.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing I look forward to as well. And plus, with brick and mortar, like I love, I guess, the feeling of supporting local businesses. And like if it's a really great owner, there's a lot of great comic shop owners around here. Like it just feels good knowing that you're helping support a local business and you're helping stimulate the local economy. And it just feels good. But at the end of the day, as a consumer, I always check things with eBay. It's just, I mean,
that's your go-to.
Capitalism 101 is if I can find something of the same quality for cheaper, I'm going to.
Yeah, I use eBay for the Marvel Legend pieces for those figures I don't want.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Whatever pieces I want, I just get off eBay. I also look online. I mean, I check for sales online. Also, what helps me out, people, if you're a collector or toy collectors, price match. I work in retail, so I know that like you could price match. So if you're at let's say a Best Buy and Target has it on a cheaper price online, use your phone and show them that, hey, it's cheaper here at Target. And then let's say you wanted to buy a figure that's hypothetically Best Buy, because they have some figures too. You could get it for that price at Best Buy instead of just running over to Target. So they do a lot of places do price match online prices, and that's not just for toys. That's for a lot of things. If it's usually like a trick. If it's the same exact thing, brand, an item, that's pretty much. You could pretty much get that price match at that store, so you shouldn't have any problems doing it. Pretty much, I look for rarity, price. I like to help out small businesses when I can, but some of them are like a little bit marked up. Comic-Con for special occasion. If it's a Comic-Con, I'll usually get figures if I can negotiate the price as a fair price point. But I think at the point of it with how Toys R Us went down, they didn't stock a lot. The price for average consumer, they would never stock anything. Like I always go to Toys R Us like maybe 10 times, like. Well, not 10, but like, maybe like 5 times in a couple months, and they still wouldn't have like this certain exclusive figure set I'm looking for. I'm like, well, everyone else has it, and they've had it for 2 months, and I still don't have it, and yet your distribution is not doing its job to give me the figures I'd like to have. So I think they had a stocking issue, pricing, they just didn't compete. I do hope for the best for all the employees working there, and hope that you find something better. But I think the toy industry, I think a lot of companies are getting wise that the price is going up now because a lot more adults are collecting pops, they're collecting figures, they're collecting, it's more available now with these popular Marvel movies and blockbusters coming out. It doesn't have to be just Marvel, but DC and everything. So I think they know there's a huge and larger audience for adults than there is for kids. And kids
Never been a better time to be a collector.
Yeah, and I think that's just what's happening. I kind of find it a shame because, it's harder for kids to get a toy now because adults kind of buy for themselves. But, it's changing, and I hope kids still, like, gravitate towards toys more. And also, before we forget, KB Toys announced 1,000 pop-up stores during the 2018 holiday season would pop up, like, in malls across the I don't know about.
Woo!
I assume they're malls.
Nostalgia, blast from the past.
Right,
I cannot wait.
KB Toys. Yeah, they announced that 1,000 pop-up stores during the 2018 holiday season across America will kind of like somewhat replace Toys R Us during that time. I guess they'll be in malls because they're pop-up stores. I don't know where else they would be. Other, like KB Toys. Like you thought they were dead, but it's not gonna be the exact same KB Toys. It's gonna be like the same name. Don't expect everything like, oh, it's all of a sudden they're going to sell exactly everything they sold before. But it's a toy store that's popping up for the 2018 holiday season.
I think it'll be like Toys R Us Express. You
Yeah.
occasionally would see some of those in malls as a pop-up for the holiday season. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I hope it works out. I loved KB Toys as a kid. I loved it was just crazy it was all like overstuffed, like almost oversupplied at a KB Toys in the mall. And that's where I got most of my Lord of the Rings original trilogy action figures. Yeah, well, I think you're right. I think they'll be exactly like a Toys R Us Express. They'll have Legos and action figures and stuff like that. I hope they kind of save the industry. They said they have it all figured out with like they kind of saw the problems other toy companies and maybe Toys R Us made, and they kind of like okay, we did our research and we did a study, and we like I think we know what we can do to make this hopefully a permanent thing, which is I think what they have to do is have low price points, be in popular places like malls. I mean, malls are going down, but like, start out, that gets a lot of foot traffic still. So be, where there's a lot of people. Holiday season is a good place to start. And also have an online store with reasonable prices, because if you have an online store, you'll get business online, definitely. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with KB Toys. We're excited. Kind of a blast from the past, a little surprise there. Almost forgot to mention. And Toys R Us was a great store, and, we'll have our memories there. We'll always somewhat be a Toys R Us kid. So, we wish them the best. That's well, not Toys R Us, but just everybody works there. We wish you the best, and hope everything works out for you. On to our next topic. I did take a trip to Kokomo Toys, which is a big toy store in Indiana. If you're a fan of our show on Facebook or like our page, there was pictures on our Facebook page that had pictures of Kokomo Toys. And so, yeah, I went. Do you have any questions about that? Do you have ask me any questions about Kokomo Toys?
How big is it?
It's pretty big. We were kind of running behind. I didn't figure for the the stops we made. So I got through it in 2 hours. So, but I wanted to take it because I made the drive. It was almost a little over a 4 or 5 hour drive from Cleveland. So it's in the north. If you guys don't know where it's at, it's a half hour north of Indiana. It's Kokomo Toys.
Indianapolis, you mean?
Indianapolis, yeah, that's right, not Indiana. Yeah, Indiana.
It's in Indiana.
Yeah, it's in Indiana, and it's a half hour drive from Indianapolis, north. It's north of Indianapolis. Yeah, it's pretty big. They had I'll tell you what they had. They had Pop Funkos, an endless row of Pop Funkos, exclusives and stuff like that. They didn't have super exclusive they had Marvel Legends, but they didn't have any super rare ones like some of the exclusives. Don't expect Toys R Us exclusives there or anything like that. They didn't have those. Yeah, they had pretty much the common Legends you could find from Marvel Legends Hasbro. They had some prototypes of figures of some toys Pirates of the Caribbean. What else did they have? Oh, they had plenty of G.I. Joe. They had the aircraft carrier, which is the biggest set for G.I. Joe that they had. Yeah, they had that. We were talking about this before. Not on the show, but it was this line of figures that had the Yeti.
Oh, I forget what that
wolf,
name is.
I forget the name. I bet you knew. Oh, I don't know. Look it up real quick. It had the Yeti. Okay, it's a line of figures, and it looks like Diamond Select figures, folks. And I thought these were pretty cool. They have a Yeti, they have Bigfoot, and they have Wolfman, and they had I can't remember what it was. Yeti. They have the Yeti, the Wolfman. Bigfoot. Those were the only ones I knew.
It's from a company called Creature Replica.
Creature Replica. Okay. Yeah, so those are the ones. I don't know, I don't remember all of them, but those are the ones I remember. They had those there, and they had a bunch of them there, too. Are those figures you're interested in?
Possibly. If you want to do like a nice little random display, or I saw even before, like with the Marvel Legends Deadpool wave where they have Sasquatch, some people would create an Alpha Flight team with that Sasquatch instead. I saw in some of the groups I followed. Like, they look very cool, very detailed, nice sculpts.
Right.
So maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like with the Foosh, how they have some really cool like samurai figures you could do.
Yeah, and I will say it is worth the trip at least once if you're a toy collector to go visit Kokomo Toys in Indiana. Because if you're a toy collector, they have like G.I. Joe. They didn't have like a lot of girl toys. So if you're like a girl and you like
Barbie or something.
Barbie and stuff like that, they don't have a whole lot of that, you know. So yeah, if you're a girl, they don't have a lot of like Barbie or anything like that. It's pretty much just action figures. They had some plushies and stuff like that. You have any other questions?
What was something that you wanted that was just out of your price range, like Hot Toys or anything like that, or like I remember you telling me that's Amigos or something?
Yeah, they had some Hot Toys. They had like Guardians of the Galaxy, Baby Groot, and like some of the Marvel ones. They didn't have like every single Hot Toy or anything, but the one there was a lot though. The thing like if for me that like I wanted that was out of my price range was like some of the Star Wars sets and ships like from the like
70s and stuff.
Yeah. So they had them in the box and stuff, and they had like multiple like Millennium Falcon like original sets from the original figures in the box. So they had like some that were in better condition, which costed more, and some in like lower condition that the box wasn't in as good condition. And they had also some open like ships and stuff from Star Wars. That was kind of like the stuff I wanted. They also had Star Wars Black Series as well. I was looking for Tarkin. They didn't have them, but they had the wave there for the Solo wave. It was the only one they didn't have. They just sold out of them. Same with Mysterio and the Marvel Legend wave.
Grand Moff Tarkin from the Black Series looks really cool. That face, they finally have started using more of the face sculpting technology for their human characters.
Yeah.
Like I said before earlier in the episode, their droids have always been phenomenal. Their human figures, sometimes the face sculpt left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
So I'm happy they're finally continue. They're in business, you gotta constantly improve. So they are definitely constantly improving.
Yeah, and they had what else did they have? They had like a case of custom figures that people made.
Ooh.
Like just for fun, like for art. Like I don't know if they just a hobby or just like they were art students or something. Like they looked like dead on, and they were really good. Like I said, the pictures are up on our Facebook page, and yeah, they had that. That was pretty cool. They look at horror cons, like they put like a scuba diver man and put a skull in it and stuff like that. And they weren't for sale. They're just like here's ones people made and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. They also had like opened action figures as well, and they also had like Build-A-Figure pieces as well. And they had like some Migos as well from the 60s.
Ooh, any Migo men on card? Or was it mostly like loose of the world's greatest superhero line?
Yeah, pretty much open for the world's greatest superhero line. They had like the Joker mobile.
Ooh.
They had that for them. They had that there. Some Harry Potter ones. A very few Game of Thrones ones. Figures.
Would you make the trip again?
Not anytime soon. I would maybe eventually, but yeah, definitely like I'd wait maybe a little bit, but
I know they have really good service. I remember a while back I bought something from them on eBay.
Yeah.
And it shipped really quick. I thought they were easy to work with. They do a great job with their eBay store as well.
Yeah.
So definitely shout out to them.
Yeah, they were really friendly staff. The whole town was really friendly. Like the bartender gave us like free drinks and stuff like free
nice.
shots and stuff. And the staff was really friendly, and they really like thanked us. They're just really friendly and welcoming. Oh, thank you for coming to the store. Like small town. It's a really small town, so it has that small town vibe. So I just wanted to like thank the whole city of Kokomo, Indiana, for welcoming me and my friend. We were there for a day, and it was really nice. It was like rainy, but it's a town you could like.
Definitely good vibes.
Yeah, definitely good vibes. It had a nice bar, small town feel. Had a comic shop right next door to it.
Oh, nice. That's business 101 right there, knowing your marketplace.
They had like this cool giant mantis next to a subway.
Ooh.
And it's just a statue.
Very artistic.
It was just like something to take a picture of. But it's like a town coming back. So
what did you buy?
Oh, I bought.
Just in general, not even just with Kokomo, just in general, like with the entire trip. You can say what you got at Kokomo and then what you got for the entirety of the trip.
Okay, so I did stop at some retail places on the way back, but I'll tell you what I got from Kokomo. I got Star Wars figure. I got a Red Guard Star Wars figure from the Return of the Jedi, Black Series. The Emperor Palpatine Red Guard.
Yeah.
I got one. I got him as a Black Series figure, and I also got a Marvel Legend. Which one did I get?
The Prowler.
That's right, the Prowler. I got the Prowler because I thought he was gonna be pretty hard to get.
Looks like a great figure too.
Yeah, he is really cool out of the box, and I got him, and that's what I got at Kokomo. I was looking for Mysterio and Tarkin, but they didn't have them; they were sold out. A popular place. And then like on the way back, I stopped at Target. I didn't get anything at Target. We stopped at Walmart, and they had the Ghost Rider. I got that, and also the Thanos. Yeah, Walmart exclusive.
You said what? Defiance, right?
Yeah, Defiance had them. There was no Walmarts near me near the Cleveland area that had Thanos at all.
And they still don't have them. So if you find them, definitely get them. The metallic paint is phenomenal.
Yeah, our Walmarts stink.
They really do.
In Northeast Ohio, they never stock the stuff you need. Like, I don't know. It's like Walmart. Like, come on. Like, just stock it. But yeah, it was a good trip. Yeah, there was like we hit a mall and stuff like that, and everyone, GameStop. It was pretty like if you're like looking for toys, it was a really like a lot of things to do, especially like you could do more with when the weather gets better. Kokomo Toys, they had like a variety of stuff like G.I. Joe. I'm trying to think what else they got. They had some Hot Toys. Yeah, if Pop Funko fan, they had like a whole aisle dedicated to that. Also CJ got the Inspector Gadget.
Yes, from McDonald's.
McDonald's, yeah. You could just like build this.
Definitely a 90s throwback right there.
Right, yeah, right there. You just like, for each toy, you got like a piece of Inspector Gadget back in the day per Happy Meal. And then if you got all the toys, you'd build like the Inspector Gadget body. But yeah, that's what he got, which was kind of surprising because I didn't think he was going to get that. But that was something I was kind of eyeballing. And I kind of still want it. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, it's good to see like a store like that, small town, like get back. It does well, and they do a good job. And so a shout out to Kokomo, the people of Kokomo, or Kokomo, I should say, Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo works too, like the old Beach Boys song.
Yeah, and so it was really worth the trip. Thank you for their hospitality, Kokomo, and I would definitely recommend going there if you're a toy collector, at least once for a road trip, because we were just there for a night. But yeah, definitely worth the trip, especially if you like action figures, G.I. Joe, they had plenty of that. So. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up our second episode. So, yeah, just continue to like and subscribe on our page.
We definitely appreciate the support.
Yeah, please just like and subscribe. YouTube and Facebook pages, and we're also on SoundCloud. It's all about you, the fans. That's why we do it for you, just to pretty much chat about toys, because we're all one big happy toy community. So, just keep collecting, just be mindful and be respectful of the people who are in the industry. And it's a fun hobby. It kind of gets you away from life. And, it's like a treasure hunt. And you kind of get to, enjoy it and whatnot. And, it's the thrill of the hunt. That's really why we all do it. And it's like, pretty much treasure hunting for artifacts of your childhood. That's the best way to kind of explain it. I mean, what is like toy hunting?
Yeah, it's just a really fun hobby, very relaxing, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's like I love lifting, I love running, but I also enjoy toy collecting. It's just always, variety is the spice of life. Very cliche, but it's always nice just to, it's fun, the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah, I totally enjoy it. And it doesn't matter what you collect as long as you enjoy it, because it's just something fun to do. All right, everybody. So this is Brock Lauer signing off.
This is Kyle Walters signing off.
And this is the second episode of Talking Toys. Remember, always stay a Toys R Us kid.